Orcs, Space Marines, and Chaos. If you're a fan of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, you know what a game based on that universe should involve. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine by THQ attempts to build on their reputation for delivering the 40K experience with their third-person shooter based on the popular franchise. How well did they do? Gameplay in Space Marine is straightforward. You control Titus, captain in the Emperor's elite warrior chapter, the Ultramarines. The game progresses through 5 chapters and several missions as you attempt to throw back an unexpected invasion of orcs at one of the Legion's Forge worlds. As you play through each mission, however, you uncover plots within plots, and not everything is what it seems. Controls are simple, which makes jumping into the action easy. Standard controls for a game like this. There are combination modifiers, but those are simple as well. Chaining combos is not an element you need to devote a large amount of time to. Mash the melee button or blast away. Combat is fast-paced, but that doesn't mean it's easy. It is merciless. Plan on dying and respawning a lot, even on the normal setting. Don't count on assistance from your AI allies either. Although they do engage your enemies, you are the focus of almost all of the enemy attacks. My advice, mash away, keep moving, and hope for the best. The good news, the single-player campaign is robust and well-written. Despite the cumbersome die respawn cycle you must endure, you won't have to worry about a terrible story exacerbating any frustration you may have. Though predictable at points, the story keeps moving forward and maintains your interest. Weapon selection is faithful to the Warhammer 40K universe. You start with a bolter pistol and a combat knife, but over the course of the campaign you will have the opportunity to equip the chainsword, the heavy bolter, the las cannon, melter rifles, plasma weapons, the power axe, and the thunder hammer. You select what weapons you would like to use at the various ammo dumps and weapon lockers you encounter. With the exception of the Thunderhammer, the most formidable weapon in the game, bigger isn't always better. Sometimes the Stalker Bolter is a better weapon than the las cannon, and the heavy bolter is better than the melter rifle. The choice is yours. At certain times in the game, you will also have the opportunity to use turret-mounted weapons as well. There is a solid variety of weapons to choose from in Space Marine. If there is one criticism of Space Marine to make, it is the fact the game is too linear. There is one route in any given map to get you from point A to point B. Enemy choke points and positions are too obvious, and there is only one way to advance through each section of the game, straight into the teeth of the Oracle Horde. This is okay given the nature of the Warhammer 40K universe, but it leaves little doubt that Space Marine hits only one note. Kill everything on the map, advance to the next map, rinse, and repeat. Because of this, gameplay only gets an 18 out of 25. Visuals in Space Marine do a good job of capturing the essence of the Warhammer 40K universe. Character models are spot on when you compare them to their tabletop counterparts. They also blend well with the other games produced by THQ and makes the franchise feel unified. Environments look good. The Imperial Forge world looks the way an embattled world should. Bodies and destroyed vehicles litter the shattered landscape, and smoke fills the air. The Orcs and Space Marines lumber across the battlefield, engaging one another in a large-scale battle for the valuable Imperial stronghold. Finishing animations are spectacular in a way that only fits in a Warhammer 40K game. Unfortunately, it is here where another criticism must be pointed out. Characters disappearing into the landscape is a big problem in Space Marine. This happens most frequently when Titus is finishing off his enemies. If it happened occasionally, no big deal. But this happens so often that not only is it disappointing, it's also distracting. Cinematics in the game do what they should do, give you a break from the grind and move the story forward. The transitions from game to cutscene and back again are seamless. Although graphics for Space Marine are good, they aren't as impressive as Gears of War, Darksiders, or Darksiders 2. They also suffer from significant bugs and visual glitches, and as such, the game only earns a 19 out of 25. For what it is, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine is fun. There are plenty of enemies to slaughter, an engaging story to play through, and plenty of environments to experience. The game does suffer from repetition sickness and lack of features, but the single-player campaign does enough to keep the game entertaining. The score for fun factor is 21 out of 25. Space Marine is good for a couple of plays through, and that's about it. Beyond that, you're simply a glutton for punishment. There's an unmistakable feeling of been there, done that, and with no sequels available to carry Titus's story forward, a la Gears of War or Halo, the game comes up short in the replayability department. The score, 18 out of 25. As a fan of the Warhammer 40K universe, I enjoyed what THQ did with Space Marine. There are some significant shortcomings, but none of them is a complete turnoff. The game stays within well-defined boundaries and delivers a decent experience. The final score, 76 out of 100.